Good morning, gang. It is Monday morning, and for most of you who don't know what Monday morning is, it is Motivational Monday. So, I know it was a long weekend. It wasn't super long, but it was, it felt long. And what I need you to do is I need you to put down that bottle of Jack and stop acting like P. Diddy, okay? Because this morning, we're going to act like David Goggins. And I know we've done shout-outs on the show where we're going to call out David Goggins to see if he'll come on the show for a one-on-one interview. So have you ever just woken up and you're like, I went to bed last night and I felt good. I went to bed later than I wanted to. I didn't feel good about that, but I felt, I don't know, I didn't feel anxious or stressed or anything like that. But then I woke up kind of like, well, as you can see, you can hear, I've got a kind of like a head cold. But I woke up kind of like in a pool of sweat, and I was like, I had anxiety and a little bit of fear of the unknown. That's what anxiety is. And then I was like, and I'm a little tired. So I just kind of like, I'd burned through all my podcasts over the weekend, so I'm back down to listening to audiobooks, and I'm listening to David Goggins, his new book, or the newest book that he has, and never finished. And I'm just listening to it and getting ready for the day and thinking what I'm going to talk to you guys about. And you know what I think about? I'm like kind of anxious. I've got a lot of business stuff going on. I've got a lot of family stuff going on. And I'm thinking, what do I do about like this anxiety? Well, it'll pass because that's what happens. It's anxiety, right? It's the fear of unknown. So you just keep pushing on, and then you know what's going to happen. Anyways, or you have an idea of what you think is going to happen, and the road in front of you starts to become more visible the longer you kind of stare at it and make plans and map it out, and it's less. It deters your anxiety. And as most of you know, we're all about like, self-betterment on the show. But I listened to this section where Goggins goes into this rant about how he doesn't need, he was self-publishing his first book and how terrifying that was. And he said that, he went into a speech about his grandparents growing up during the Depression, and they were kind of honed into it and precious resources. And he's like, you have to squeeze every drop of whatever you have in yourself and harness it. And he goes, you'll feel angry, and you need to know how to mine for it and then harness it and utilize it. That's for fear, for anger, sure, embrace the happy, but as you can see, if you follow Goggins at all, he embraces all of it and he utilizes all of it. And it is, and that just kind of stuck with me first thing this morning. And it was like, I don't care how anxious I am then, because I'm going to use this anxiety to push me forward, because we are never finished. And I figured that'd be a great motivational point, an epiphany that hit me this morning with the help of Mr. Goggins and a little just anxiety about starting a new week. And I'm sure y'all have anxiety when you start a Monday. I mean, that's really what the Motivational Monday is. It's trying to push you past that anxiety, push you past that lull, and get you to the end of your week where you can... Most people turn the end of their week into just like, satiating hedonic pleasures, right? Like drinking, sitting in the sun, doing whatever nonsense. And what really needs to happen is you're not done at the end of your week. And so that's really the beginning of the next week it's just the continuation of your work shift. That's really what it is. I don't think a lot of people want to think about it that way, because it is kind of like downtrodden to think that you just work all the time. But if you don't work, you don't have purpose. So I don't know what else to tell you, really. But so that's where our Motivational Monday is coming from. It is going to be learn inside of yourself how to harness all those things that you don't like, the anxiety of calling a customer that you don't want to have to deal with because maybe they're a little, I don't know, they gripe about the bill too much, or and then you have to kind of like negotiate through it. There's a personal one for me. That's one of my biggest things is like when I bill a customer, it's like, and I prepare a conversation in my head because it's like, even though my prices are fair, I still know everybody's got a motivation. Some people, they don't question it. Some people, they gripe about it because anything more than $1 you should have done for free because you're such a nice guy, Kevin, and why would you charge somebody? And then you get those other people that are like, I think I could have got it cheaper. And you know what I mean? Like, and it's a natural process anyways, because most people, they work hard for their money, and when money slides out the door, if somebody can put a face to the name, right, they can say, well, Kevin's the guy who took that money. And they have to feel justified. So even, you get a parking ticket, you knew you were in the wrong, right? Like most of the time, when street sweeper night is, when this is, when that is, but you just, every so often you just take it to court just to air your piece. Like, yeah, but it shouldn't exist, right? Well, yes, we get that. The streets are still strewn with needles, and we don't, and it doesn't get any better the more you get a parking ticket. So why are they doing it? But yeah, no, that's you do need to air your grievances, and I guess me talking about it actually makes me understand that my customers need to have that conversation, but it does create anxiety because it's like, I have to do this. I have to pull off that Band-Aid, and you know what? That's part of life, and you got to push through it. And so I should start harnessing that. I should start harnessing other things so that I can motivate myself, have a clear vision for how my week is going to end, and I'm going to make my way through my week. I'm going to motivate myself through this lull and get out there, kick some ass, take some names, and stay hard, baby. David Goggins way. So I know he's listening. Everybody listens, right? So I know he's listening, and we're going to have you on the show. So reach out. All right, guys. Well, with that, I'm going to let y'all get to your Monday. Kick some ass, take some names, and stay hard, guys.